Alright, so this is a public test alpha, so it is rough. I basically did absolutely nothing. When I first started on this, I tried playing it, and it was not good. There were a lot of graphic issues that I was having. Um, yeah, like right now I'm on low. I don't think there's anything else that I can literally shut off. So, yep. All right. So for anybody who does not know Elite Dangerous, yeah, I mean it's a little it. You ain't seen nothing yet. So this is, like I said, this is a public alpha. So I mean, if you notice that like I'm laggy, like at least to me I'm laggy. I don't know about to anybody else who's watching. So anyway, no, actually not too bad. Okay. The game itself is very laggy. I just basically created a random character that was the first thing that was assigned to me, and so I came up with a name. I was like Raloxen, okay, and as it turns out, Raloxen is actually a medicine used for osteoporosis in women. I was like, oh, huh, okay. Alright, so we're just going to do solo play just so that I don't trip over anybody else who's here. Like, it's fine if there are other people there. It is a spaceship game. So Elite Dangerous is a spaceship game. Elite Dangerous Odyssey is a first-person shooter. And they have kept the two things separate from each other so that what's eventually going to happen is that we can take missions to like grab people from the spaceport and then shuttle them off to whatever uh, whatever missions they are whatever missions they're doing off in space. We can shuttle them there as pilots, or we could join in on the Odyssey side and do missions with other people on foot. I don't know if at some point, like I think they're supposed to be integrated so that it's just going to be one game eventually. But don't quote me on that, I guess. Okay. I'm seeing quite a few people who have logged in here, but I'm only seeing two. That's very strange. Okay, whatever. Captain Forever. I don't know. I I did play like a Java game that was called Spaceship Forever, I think, or something like that, where like you put blocks onto your ship and then just make it bigger and bigger and try to keep the core of your ship alive while the rest of it can soak damage. But anyway, so as we go to each individual person, we are going to select and see what kinds of see what kinds of things they have. So reactivation, turn on power at Bolgier Military Bastion. So here we're going to get the power up and running at a particular location. We'll be given authorization level 3 once we arrive, and we are going to be given a power regulator to ensure that the settlement has power. So I have never done anything like this. I could quite possibly die. Um, and where is this? Boldier Military Bastion. So I want to actually check where this is because this could go horribly if it's extremely far away. No, I don't want that one. I want that one. Ooh. Alright. I want the individual planets. Really, I want to search, but I don't see the search. Oh, this is not going to go well. Okay, fine. Let's do this the other way. So unfortunately, I hit a combination of buttons. That means it's going to take a while. Actually, I just hit the back button. It's going to take a while for this to exit out of here. This is not the problem with the regular game. Okay, so it is Captain Forever then. I was trying to see where this was because I did not want to necessarily go flying for 10 to 20 minutes. So which is also a problem. No, it's not your fault. So, as I said, this is an alpha. This is very, very early days for Elite Dangerous Odyssey. Hey, there we go. Alright, there we go. No, that still didn't do it, did it? Okay, but there, we at least have these. Alright, so, yeah, Lawler, Kukumane. Or if we go out. It's gonna really just, yeah, you're not gonna let me do that. That's fun. But I can go out and then back in. Woohoo! Alright, so unfortunately I think this is gonna take forever because I'm just trying to find all of the places that I can possibly go. Alright. So we're gonna have to just try it. So, Bolger. Let's try. At this point, I do, for the most part, just want a lot of money. So I'm going to more or less go for a lot of, go for the money pieces that I can. Alright, gonna book a local shuttle. And we're down here, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Man. Alright, so we're gonna book this shuttle. It's gonna go to this place. you can browse. You got suits. I have the Maverick suit, which I just bought earlier today, 150,000, and shuttle departing in 2 minutes. All right, cool. Has the arc cutter, primary and secondary weapon. The original one, the original suit that we started with was just a flight suit, and it is not good. It only comes with the secondary weapon slot, so you can only have a pistol, and it does not do particularly well. Yeah. Oops. So the aerogel and other, yep, the aerogel and other, what are those called? Components, I guess, engineering components can be collected, and then you can upgrade all of your stuff, and that's in this game or the regular game. At this point, I am hands-free. And this is all a taxi service. So, in the regular game, this could be me flying it, or flying myself, and I would be doing other missions in space. So, basically, all you get for, or Elite Dangerous, you know, the vanilla game, is you flying in a ship like this, but yeah, yes, very much so. Can easily get up to 60 frames per second, and my computer, this is very telling. In Odyssey, I'm on low.
Drive charging.
That was kind of loud. In Odyssey, I'm on low.
4, 3,
in the main game,
2, 1, engage.
okay. In Odyssey, I'm on low. In the main game, I'm on, I can't remember if it's medium or high, and it's fine. Like, I have no lag issues. Maybe occasionally it will lag a little tiny bit when there's like a lot of effects going on at the same time, but nah, it's pretty much fine. You know, I could be trading machine gun fire with another ship with sparks flying everywhere, and it doesn't drop below 40, 30. Yeah. So right now you can see that we are 151,000 light seconds away from the destination, which will take us approximately 2 days to get there. However, we are actually increasing in speed as we keep going, and we're down to 12 hours now. Yeah. So this game, Elite Dangerous at the very least, has been around since, and this is according to their copyright, 1984, where basically it was a glorified asteroids, I think. So they have, in the shop, there's a place for you to go to look at like little bobbleheads that you can buy, and a set of the bobbleheads are the original ship designs, which are like wireframe, and like extremely basic wireframe. Yeah, so I think the basic idea here is that we're Frontier, the people who are making this game, are trying to integrate their main game with now an FPS in order to have both sides of it. This is a little bit like what EVE Online has done, or at least tried to do. I lost touch, I don't even know anymore. But the idea is, you know, you can be playing EVE as the main ship stuff, but also then you could, yeah, you could be playing, I think it's actually a separate, yeah, I think it's separate. So you can be playing EVE, or you can be playing the drop stuff, and you know, drop ship stuff, and be fighting on the ground. But I'm pretty sure those are separate. This is trying to integrate the two. So you could just park your ship at a settlement, go for a walk and then come back to your ship later. Um, Not that I can think of. Whoops. It's like No Man's Sky kind of borders on that, but um, it has its own problems. Uh, let's see. Starbound's interesting. That's more like Terraria, but it's in space. So No Man's Sky does that okay. Planet Explorers is. There was another one I was thinking of. Similar to No Man's Sky. I'm not coming up with it. Hmm. Yeah. Anyway. I mean, basically, ultraviolence is my category for anything that's just let's just kill things, and there's not a whole lot else to it. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit too Among Us, but I've got a lot of like random stuff in there that I mean, I've just accumulated things over the last what 20 years, I guess. Steam's been a thing since 2004, so yeah, we're getting pretty close to 20 years. Yeah, I did for a long time too. Um, no. So Overwatch, a bunch of my friends are in it, but I never really got into it. So I was in the Team Fortress group. So I see most, I see Overwatch and I'm like, oh, you mean the new Team Fortress? Um, like let's date myself. So I started playing first person shooters. I mean, yes, there was Doom and stuff like that, but I first really got into it seriously at a friend's house because he had yeah, because he had um Action Quake. So Action Quake 2 technically. And Counter-Strike. And Counter-Strike was in beta 7. So that pretty much dates me, or I remember the release of beta 7. It was a big deal. I did play CS:GO and I did like it a bit, but it's very different and I don't think my reflexes are what they used to. I'm starting to get a little arthritic. So like first person shooters are starting to um, starting to make my hands not go so well. Mm. I too generally hate people. Yeah. So this says we only got a minute 20 left. Don't believe it. It's probably going to be another 3 to 5 minutes. Woo! Didn't they have, I mean, they had Punkbuster a long time ago. What was the new thing? The Shield one? Steam Shield not work? Just by having it, you consumed it, right? Yeah, I mean, I haven't played CSGO in a while anyway. Hmm. You know what? Let's pull up. Let's pull up the other thing I've been working on. Um, it's gonna be a while, so. Alright, so the natural number game. I did a brief thing on this last week where you got like all the individual levels which are in each world allows you to. This is essentially abstract algebra. Oh, are we gonna miss? No, okay. So unfortunately we just passed by another planet which causes the ship, because he's on a beeline, causes the ship to slow down within the area of effect of that planet within the gravitational well. So we have to slow down when we get inside of these. It is really silly that they don't have a Pathfinder algorithm to correctly navigate in the quickest way possible. Especially since this is a taxi service. Should be going faster. Anyway. So, Edition World. They give you a few individual things. So there's, successive. So you want to do like successive. Look at the individual successive numbers in an induction proof. So to say that you get the next successive thing, add suck is going to be, you're going to take a number and add the successive numbers up to b, and then you get successive a plus b. The goal is to prove that whatever proof you're constructing is going to work. So lean is basically a prover, a proof verification software. So if we start at the beginning here with the proof for all natural numbers n, we have 0 plus n equals n. So in order to get the function 0 add, where you take a 0 and add a number to it, you have to prove that this does in fact work for all numbers. So we're going to do an inductive proof, which is that you prove something for the base case, then you prove that it works for the successive cases after that. So if we do induction on n, nuts, I forget how this works, hang on. Induction n with d, or induction n with with k, comma. Okay, so the goal just changed. The top is no longer 0 plus n equals n. It is now 0 plus 0 equals 0. So what we can do is say for the base case, we already have 0 plus 0 equals 0. And we can rewrite using add 0. So we do have already from a previous one so we can rewrite using the add 0 function. We're trying to prove right now the 0 add function, so they're opposite each other. So we already have add 0, and when you put commas after it, it then accepts your input. So then we just have to say that 0 equals 0, that top line, is reflective. Reflexive. There we go. Now that goal's gone. Then on the next one, it says we have to do 0 plus successive k equals successive k. So again, we've just proven that it works for 0. Now we need to prove that this works for all successive values. So we do have all right, we'll come back. So we're going to disembark. And I hope that I have the inventory item, because otherwise that's going to be very sad.
Warning, dangerously low temperature detected. Low gravity detected.
Sure hope I have that item. Alright, inventory, there we go. Medkit, energy cell. That's not promising. Okay, good. Power regulator. That shouldn't be a legal thing. It's a stolen item. Okay. Jerk. What the crap. Alright, so we need to find the power center. We need to do this before we lose our power. So currently we're at 91%. And we got at 90%. So we got to find the power system. Since this is a stolen item, I might be in a lot of trouble if they spot me, which seems ridiculous because they wanted me to do this in the first place. Alright, where is the power building? Normally it's written like right on the side of it. Okay. Do I have something on my compass? No. Cool. Oh, power. Hey, there you go. Alright. Now I don't remember what my cutter is. Come on. Still running low on power here. Ah, select tool T. Or do I have cutter? No. Come on. Oh my god. Don't even tell me I don't have one. Okay, so I think I need to override the panel, but then I don't have... Oh, this is bad. Alright, so if we go over here... Nope. What? Did I not equip... Okay, so I did not equip the actual suit that has the power stuff. I am a genius. Jeez. Alright, so now I need to... I think I just need to die, is basically what needs to happen. Yep. Okay, cool. guys have absolutely ridiculous shields. The other problem with it is my system is so janky that they basically are pointing in one of 6 directions, and
Warning.
they can't get me.
Ship power loss imminent. Shield deactivated.
Yep. Do. There's also another guy right behind me. This is awesome. Grenade? No, you don't.
Mission objective failed. Warning. Vital signs weak.
Just keep shooting, it's fine. Just... yeah, so I got all the way out there, and I did not actually have the loadout that I needed. So, hooray. Anyway, redeploy. So I'll try and do one that I actually know how to do. And again, this is like awful alpha. So they were intending on sending it out and making sure that people were hunting down all of the available bugs that they made. Um, yeah, this will work. 338, okay. Alright, let's double check that loadout. So technically yes, but at the same time, like, no. Can I select this one? No, you cannot select that loadout. Cool. Wait, what does it say? Can only be equipped in ships, yours or any Apex or Frontline. Okay. So that like whole 15 minutes where I was doing nothing, yeah, I should have at least checked that as well. Switch the loadout then. Another one way down here? Nope. Ooh. Hey, maybe it's actually close this time. No. Worth a shot. Gower's Genetic Enterprise. So it's not nearly as far, but yes, it's still very far. They, for some reason, chose to put us in a system that had, like 5 million planets, but that were all like 100,000 light seconds apart from everything else. So it won't be 100% that far, but manage inventory. Well, see, here's the thing, right? Like, if I'm flying that in my ship in the main game, it's not going to take me this long. First of all, I can pathfind, so I know how to do a decent pathfinding algorithm. Just in my head, I know that you don't fly straight through the space of planets. You don't do that. You fly around them, and it takes up a far less time. It makes sure that you don't waste a huge amount of time. And I don't know. There's all that this needs to do is a basic pathfinding algorithm, and the other thing is that it needs to throttle up to full. Right now, they're only throttling to like 80% or something like that, and I don't know why.
Drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you start the game with 50,000 credits, which is nothing. You go over to the weapons dealer, and like the cheapest thing there is 50,000, but then you literally can't go anywhere. Okay, so this is only a fifth of the distance. But the biggest chunk of time actually doesn't come from like the middle section. It's actually the end and the beginning. Because here it's gonna have to start ticking up, get the speed up to light speed, and then up to like 400. Usually it gets up to about 400 times light speed. And then at the end, when it says like there's only 1 minute left, it usually takes about 5 minutes because it keeps slowing down, and as you're slowing down, like you're still gonna take 1 minute to get to the planet a minute from now because you're going at a different speed. So anyway, if I'm doing it in my ship, it's a lot faster, a lot easier, and takes a lot less time. You'd think so. So anyway, the successive ones, yep, just passed another planet again. God. So what we can do is add something to successive. So if I do add suck, oops, sorry, rewrite, add suck. You can now see the objective has changed, the bottom one, from 0 plus successive k to now successive 0 plus k. Now this did kind of kick the can a little bit, but it still works in some way. So let's see if I remember what I need to do. Okay, well that's cheating. So let's see. Tactics theorem. What have I learned so far? So add 0 and add successive. Basically all I got. It's gonna be like a definition of successive without. Alright, I don't think that it would be so easy as to just say rewrite it. Yep, okay. So this is rewrite the line that we're currently on, successive 0 plus k equals successive k, to be the same as n underscore IH and sub IH, which is 0 plus K equals K. So basically what it's saying is that we can take off the function successive. And when that happens, then yeah, that's what it says now. We can just, yeah, successive K equals successive K, and therefore this is reflexive. And then, ta-da, we've completed it. So this goes to no goals, and this adds a check mark. So in multiplication world, where I am, we're doing a lot of the same things, but we can take addition for granted for the most part. Where are we? Still 13,000 out. Okay, cool. So to prove zero multiplication, we basically do the same thing. Induction M with H, rewrite multiplication. Alright, so rewrite multiplication 0. Up top. Right, so we're doing 0 times 0 equals 0, rewrite it, because we're multiplying by 0. Then we get 0 equals 0, so good, it's done. Then on the next one, we do rewrite the multiplication of successive terms, and then we get turns from 0 times successive h equals 0 into 0 times h plus 0 equals 0. And then we say we're going to add 0 on the end, or we have an add 0 on the end. So that's going to go away. And then rewrite it as MIH, which, right. 0 times h equals h, so rewrite it as such, then 0 equals 0. It's reflexive. Proof complete. Let's see where I am. Six. I want to rewrite so do I want to write the definition of successive? So successive a times h is a times h plus h, which I can use here to replace that. Huh.
Orbital flight engaged.
Right. Come on. BIH. Rewrite. B underscore IH. So reflexive means that you've got the same thing on both sides. So the reflexive principle is that like A equals A. So reflexivity is also something that you need to be able to prove, or you might be, no, you're able to take it for granted, but you need to show that it does work or doesn't work for certain things. So in the case of equality, right? A equals A is something we can just take for granted. That's going to be one of the axioms for equality. But then if you look at instead like less than, just less than, we don't have the reflexive principle because A is not less than A. So you normally I don't like smashing it in like this too much, but whatever, it's fine. Okay. So we're going to disembark. This time we're trying to steal something. So we need to find where it is using a computer terminal. We then need to spoof somebody else's identity and not get caught. There we go.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected. Low gravity detected.
What do we got? 0.0 0.06 Gs. So you can jump pretty far with this. May I help you? Nope, just gonna keep walking. Cool. Alright, so we need to figure out where locker 0 is, and we do not have access to any security at the moment. So there is a terminal here ish. Is it up? Might be up. Almost. Okay, there we go. It also may be inside, in which case we are out of luck. We have to find a different one. Yeah, it's inside. Alright, cool. Power. It is possible that this could just be... here we go, level 0. So I can come in here to the habitat
Entering pressurized environment.
and get up on the terminal. Alright, so power center. Oh wait, we want the outside stuff. We're going to assume that we want the building's exterior surroundings, and there's container 0. It requires authorization 2 in order to open it, or you need to find the code for it, which normally just selecting this also gives you the code, unless, oh, no, okay. The key code requires authorization 2, so I need to find somebody who has authorization to steal their identity, come in here without anybody catching me, and then redo this. So I have now a compass marker, which will at least show me that. I need to find somebody on staff who has decent level of security, which is a lot of people. Although most of these other people with high security clearances are inside. Okay. All the researchers are inside. Right. This is fine. Oops. Alright. So we don't have any power here. We can go get it easily enough.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected. Leaving pressurized environment.
Oh, there's somebody with it too.
Entering pressurized environment.
Alright, so
Security profile cloned.
got it. And we can put that away so nobody notices. Go over here. Go back in. Now normally this also recenters the yeah, higher security clearance, but in this particular case, no. So we can still just go to the facility here and oops, no. Go to buildings exterior, surroundings. There we go. So 8402 is going to be that container, and I believe I saw it in the building, in this same. Oops. All right. Apparently my mouse likes to wander off the screen, so that's also extremely helpful. Okay, so we can interact with this. I don't suppose I can just, no, I can't type. That's too bad. Alright, so I can steal all this stuff, but it is extremely illegal to do so. So therefore I need to be very careful about where people are. Not seeing anything else here, guys. That's not good. So it could very well be underneath some sprites here. No, it's not sprites. It's under the terrain of this thing. Well, that's no good. No, I mean, security clearance helps. There are some areas that are inaccessible to lower level um, lower level people, so you just have to impersonate higher level in order to get into somewhere. close it. Come on, I want to like turn it off and back on again. Alright, so that is borked. Save that one for later. Where is... Can't remember if I picked up... No, I didn't do it here. Okay, so if we go to launcher, issue tracker, that's a good one. Player dies when standing on adder shuttle at takeoff. Adder also explodes. Oh man. Oops. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Or rather, the floor of the floor of the container itself is like polygons. So instead of being a nice smooth sort of looking thing, it's all just jagged and sticking up all over the place. Yep, gameplay. Um, all right, required item stuck under terrain slash box. Who knows? Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Yeah, that it appears. Maybe I'll just show you a few minutes of Elite, because oh man, this is insane. He was waiting for me to click. Oh man. All right. Yeah. So if I pull up my nope. Yeah. I mean, I have not obtained it, because otherwise it would say so right there. apparently I can't do that. Hmm. There we go. Arc cutter. This is fine. Oh, it's making me sad. I can't cut things. All right. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to relog to the main menu, and it should respawn me back at the shuttle. Oh, or possibly not detecting quest item collection when you pick up from box. So, one of the two. Frequency, sometimes.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
All right.
Low gravity detected.
Well, it's nice of them to take away my security clearance, but leave me at the exact same level of energy that I had before. So, be easier for me to end up dying from
Entering pressurized environment.
suffocating. All right. Let's try this again. It may have also dropped it somewhere else in the. Yep, okay. And I've just phased through the. Save that one. Okay, so let's figure out where this thing is. It's probably just over there again. I need authorization too, either way. Oops.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected. Leaving pressurized environment. Security profile cloned.
Okay. So now that I cloned his security profile, I can go back in. And let's try this again.
Entering pressurized environment.
No, wait. Technically, I don't know it. I did not just. Okay. 8402. Alright, same one. Good to know. There it is. Compact library. Pretty sure that wasn't there last time. Insight databank. Universal translator. Personal documents. Nope. Cool. There's literally nothing else here. Hmm. May have also trapped myself. wanted to go here and then figure out where screenshots were. There we go. Show on disk. I am getting vaccinated. I already have my first. I'm getting my second on Friday. Alright, so what's going on here? Well, given that the Johnson & Johnson one pretty much will prevent you from entirely going to the hospital at all if you were going to have to go to the hospital because of your particular case. And then considering the Moderna and Pfizer ones are pretty decent in terms of eliminating almost any kind of sickness and symptoms. All right. Let that think about it a while. All right. So I've already picked up plenty of stuff. So I'm going to call in the shuttle.
Shuttle request sent. Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected. Leaving pressurized environment. Shuttle inbound. Scan detected. Shuttle docked. Ready for boarding.
Yep. She found I'm carrying all sorts of stuff. Go, 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 go. So we're gonna get shot here. I don't think it'll blow up the whole shuttle, but who knows? It's taking an awfully long time.
Frameshift drive charging.
So the other thing that you got to keep in mind about all of epidemiology is that it's not just about you.
1. Engage.
So I've got a couple of friends who like actually literally cannot get vaccinated because they have no immune systems or very poor immune systems or immunocompromised because of other illnesses or what have you. And like they're basically counting on all of the people around them to get vaccinated against everything. Because otherwise, even just like a cold could kill them. Like when it's all over, if you're planning on using like wearing a mask anyway, then maybe it won't matter. But at the same time, like this one in particular, this particular disease is so insidious in the fact that you could end up having it for 2 weeks through the entire incubation period and have no clue that you're sick, and yet you're passing it on to whoever. Hmm. I don't think I have it yet, but yeah, no. Alright, I don't have that. Ah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. So if we repeat this, oops, does that do it? Yeah. And then we just have to swap the two things at the end. Maybe. Or we could just maybe rewrite. No. It's not that. Let's just rewrite. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Commutativity. Okay. Add rate commutativity between A times H, A, and H. No. Okay. Oh. Alright, let's go to the previous level and look at this, because this is driving me nuts here. There we go. That's reflexive. No, it isn't. What am I missing? H plus A and A plus H. Okay. So we need right add right commutativity. Just add commutativity. Okay. Don't want that. Alright, chances are this is not going to work at all. Because it did not check off the mission thing, but I'm holding all of the stuff that I need. In fact, 2 copies of everything. So it could be that she'll just accept the mission and be like, hey, you're done. Otherwise, I could be completely screwed. Wait a sec. Oh, curses. And that ship went away, just in case. Cannot interact with lift. That's not good. Yeah, I've got all the stuff right here. Boo. Alright, gotta abandon the mission. Alright, whatever. Going to... Let's just kill the display capture for a minute here. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get better. They already applied one hotfix yesterday, and it came out on Monday. So, Just didn't click on it. Okay. Alright, so this is the regular version of the game. This is my Python. Um, she's a pretty mean ship. Um, oops. Whatever. That's fine. I have a Logitech control stick that's like, I don't know. God, it's got to be pretty close to 20 years old now. I think I got it. Oh, no, no, no. It wasn't my first. Right. This is like my second or third one. It's probably only 10 years old. Oh, well. Nuts. That's not good. I failed the mission because I didn't actually report and get it done like this afternoon or this evening. Because, I was here. I wasn't thinking. Oh, well. So, yeah. All sorts of stuff we could, in theory, buy. We're going to run, see if any missions are available for Boop. I'm not in the right system. Cool. Nice. So the system influence that's at the top right hand corner, um, here we go, right here, shows how much influence this particular corporation, or in this case the Democratic Union of Tulfa Progressive Party, has in the system, which is near nil. We, as a group, have been trying to shove them out so that we could fill the space that they take up. Um, so basically, like, we've been entering a whole bunch of missions for them and then failing them intentionally, which is really bad for us, but it does pretty well for making some of this other stuff, or making them leave. Um, hmm. Shield cell bank can go in here. Uh, So this is putting in a ton of hull reinforcements. Generally speaking, I'm slightly reckless when it comes to some of this stuff here. Yeah, I don't think I need anything else here. So we'll leave Few cargo spaces open. Yeah. So we'll let her launch by herself here.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship detach complete. Clear to leave controlled airspace.
Afterburner, straight up.
Frameshift drive charging.
And we gotta get away from all the rest of the ships before it allows us to jump into frame shift.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I also have to rebind a whole bunch of the controls, because it's not super great. There's a few things I need to change out. So this is our little sector of the world here. I'm working with a group. It's running out of G for the most part, but where are we trying to go? Can't see it. Cairn. There. Alright. Go to bore. And we got to align. There's a little, just to the left of the radar, there's like a little nav ball. And gotta get the blue dot to be solid, meaning it's on the same side, and in the crosshairs in the middle, which means we're aligned with our target destination. So that's the first target destination.
Drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Now that I accidentally failed the mission, there's probably going to be somebody who's going to try and take me out. This being solo play, it's an NPC.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. Some NPC will hunt you down for, allegedly a couple million credits. But I'm not worth that much, so.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I had 24 hours, so it was my own damn fault. Alright. Boar Hub is the place where we run out of in Cairn. We've got our system influence is like 75% or really close to it, and so because of that, we are in what's called an expansion state. So our group is going to try and expand out to another system, and then as you run missions for them in that new system, you get a more system influence, and then eventually you can expand again. Yeah. So it's actually kind of interesting how it all works because it um, works off of a system where like the players can have direct influence over everything that's going on, but we don't actually work for those corporations or political parties or whoever who have the influence in all these states. Um, we can get jobs from them, but we don't actually work for them. A lot of our groups are like, we're the security service for this particular company, but it's not technically official. It's just like a group of players who got together and decided they were going to do this thing. All right. Afterburner into 7.5 kilometers and then request docking.
Docking request granted.
You can see how I'm going to do it manually, but I have auto dock available. So I need to park in that, and I need to be facing the other direction, so I'm going to flip around. Whoa, too far. There.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
And you skid the belly in. That's how you're supposed to do it. So if we look at the mission objective board, Boop here um, is our group, and you can see the system influence up there is like almost all the way up here. So yeah, that's probably pretty close to 80%. We could do an assassination mission. I'm not really good at combat, so like this would not go well for me. This would require a wing of people to do it, and it's 5 million credits. Let's just drop off a bunch of stuff. I want to do this one, but I don't know. Okay. All right, let's try it. Yeah, ever since like one more time. No, Tower Downey. All right. So like I've been flying a kind of crappy ship for a really long time. And then finally I got a decent ship because I used the crappy ship to like do a whole bunch of missions that were part of like a community goal. And then when it was part of a community goal, I ended up collecting a huge amount of money for it. And I was just slightly surprised that I had earned so much money in so little time.
Frameshift
Oops.
drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, turn.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
nav beacon. See if I can pick up this guy.
Engaged.
Unless he's trying to chase me right now. Not likely. There he is. He's running a Cobra Mark III. Oh, that's too bad for him.
Target shields offline.
Yeah, 600,000. I wasn't really.
Incoming message.
It was really weak for 600,000. Alright, put away the weapons. And I do want to collect some of these, so. Open the cargo scoop.
Deployed.
Yeah. So the things won't necessarily have the same units if we're talking like real life stuff. So, I mean, you could multiply together, you know, distance and force and get foot pounds. But it does have to be the right context. You definitely have that right. Alright. That's that.
Retracted.
Woo! I've advanced my combat rank to competent.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I think if we're thinking in a broader sense, then you could have two different data sets, which are not literally the same, but were collected from the same sample, whatever you want to call it. So, like, um, they could have the same context, but not technically be the same because they are two different data sets. I don't know if that might not work with like the real definitions. I just don't know them. I never took group theory. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna park it for the night though. Yeah.
Docking request granted.
Hmm.
Scan detected. Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Yeah, that makes sense. Exquisite focus crystals. We'll go with those. Anyway, so there's a lot of other cool stuff with like the commodities market and things like that. You can check if you're going to sell at a particular location like Einstein Orbital, what kind of prices you're going to get for those, how good, how bad, etc. And then how much you can actually buy from this particular location. So gold, we only got two here, but potentially up to 43,000 each. So, but yeah, it's a cool game overall. Like I said, I did community goals and ended up getting like 200 million, and then they had another community goal almost immediately after, which was another 200 million. So I'm, suddenly doing okay. Anyway, have a good night, Matthew. Good luck. See you next time.